All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah HaGodash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, first off, I want to say Shalom to the ones that push this word out in truth and in sincerity, which are the apostles and elders on down to the brothers. Right, and Shalom to the ones that endure this faith until the very end, which are, again, the apostles and elders on down to the brothers and a few sisters. All right, so Shalom. I want to do this, quick video, based on the Christian churches, the brother GMS Ironclad Truth too. He posted a video, Jesus Christ, right, needs to be banned permanently. Why? Because that name Jesus Christ, that's a forced upon belief, right? That is a forced religion. Not only that, but the amount of times throughout history, again, who were we before the 1500s? Right? Nobody can answer that. Why? Because they used Christianity, to cover up our heritage. They what I went into before, the Spanish and the Incas, right? Christopher Columbus, what did he do? He came over, raped, robbed, and murdered in the name of Christianity. And then, again, the Spanish and the Incas, the main culprit, around that time, was the Spanish, right? On up to, the Revolutionary War, on up to, all the time of like even World War I and II, right? That's when you had the Spanish War, Spanish versus Cuba. You had wars like that going on. Why? Because them Spanish, Issachar, as we know today is, they'll call them the Spanish, right? But, the Spanish back then, were these devils, right? The rulers of darkness. Why? Because they took over, they conquered, the Issacharites, they're calling themselves Spanish under who? These people, right? The Spanish were going around, with the Spanish War, the plagues. Forgot who it was back then. They had a different. It was an ancestor or family member of Bill Gates, right? It's a rinse and repeat. Back then, the Spanish and the Incas, right? The Incas was forcing Christianity upon them, giving them a small ass Bible. The Incas looked at it and said, "What is this?" And the Spanish pretty much was trying to force them, to convert. Right? They threw the Bible over the wall because they're like, what is this? And they told them, well, if you don't convert and follow unto Christianity, then, with your children, your women, y'all is going to be enslavement and death. And, that's what the Incas got because they didn't, follow unto their doctrine, right? They took out the Old Testament, kept most of the New Testament of servants obey your master, right? Love everybody. They kept love thy neighbor, right? And then they started enforcing that, freedom, you can do whatever you want. So, and then this name, Jesus Christ, first off, letter J did not exist back then, right? Letter J didn't exist, nor did letter V. So it can't be Jesus or Jehovah, right? Because, these are names and doctrines that were forced upon. Our people is the only people on this planet, that's suffering the most from this, Christianity. Right? You on our way up to camp every Saturday, this church, all of our people sitting there, bugged out in the street, poor. But right across the street was a Mission barbecue truck, for the average patriotic, white man. So let's get Psalms 136. and 21. It says, and their land for an heritage, for his mercy endure forever. Even a heritage unto Israel, his servant, for his mercy endure forever. Who remembered us in our low estate. That's today, right? We got our heritage, our land, our people, and look what happened. Right now, we're in our lowest estate. Our people are beyond, screwed. Why? Because we kept going off and sinning against Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And while we was vulnerable, the Lord had, the rulers of darkness come over, and take us over. Right? The people that was put in that land not too long ago, we was beat. We had our heritage beaten out of us. Our remembrance, everything. Right? And then meanwhile, they got us, our people, mostly in that doctrine. They got people in their doctrine, even of their own nations, falling out of there. Right? Because then they had, different branches of Christianity. That's why today you got so many different branches of Christianity. Right? Back during the Reformation, right? You had the Protestants and the Evangelicals. Right? The Protestants, pretty much, they was, a separation from the Roman Catholic Church. There was many different, branches of Christianity, but it all still falls into one. Why? Because they all believe in, Jesus Christ. Some, believe in different, some don't believe in the Pope. Right? But it's all a false lie. Right? A forced upon. That's why the brother GMS Lions 15, plantationism. Right? That's what it is. This is a plantationism doctrine. Why? Because all throughout history, the Spanish been going around, trying to get people to convert. And one of their biggest targets was also China. Right? They was fighting, Spanish in America. They was fighting over, Cuba. No, they was fighting over China as well. Why? Because they was trying to get everybody to convert unto Christianity. Meanwhile, America and Spanish is fighting each other, but they're all in one accord still. Right? Because they was both trying to get people to convert to Christianity. And China was, one of the last empires, to convert to their modern military. That's why they was having wars among themselves too. They had Christian converts within China. That's Moab. The same thing applies to today, right? America and Russia, they both, Edomites. But they was fighting against each other, but they all still in one accord. It's Gog and Magog. Right? So the same goes, for the Roman Catholic Church, the Protestants, and the Evangelicals. So it says, and have redeemed us from our enemies, for his mercy endure forever. Right? So he redeemed us from our enemies. A prime example is the book of Judges. Right? We was constantly going off, he sent Caesars and different, wicked kings that ruled over all over Israel, in fact. And what happened? We cried unto Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and we got redeemed, right, from our enemies. That's why we have the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. It says, who giveth food to all flesh, for his mercy endure forever. O give thanks unto the God of heaven, for his mercy endure forever. Right? But his mercy endure forever. That's why we got to come back to our right mind. Right? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Right? We're coming back to our right mind, and that's why this man is doing the best he can. Right? He's going to be enforcing Revelation 12 and 12. Why? Because he knows that he has but a short time. Once he see that, Israel starts waking up out of this, Chris Lam, um what's that? Islam itself too, Jehovah Witness. Once he starts seeing, us converting out of that, he's gonna have a fit. Why? Because the main control, the power source of his control is through Christianity. To love everybody, love thy neighbor. But yet they don't do anything according to the Bible. So, I want to get Deuteronomy, right? I believe it was Deuteronomy 29, right? I believe it was 28 actually. Okay, yep, I was right. It was 28 and 68. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. It says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." Right? Now, when it comes to Egypt and Syria, you don't need ships. Right? You don't need ships at all. You can walk from Israel to Egypt, right? You can walk through Syria, right? That's a straight pathway to Egypt. But why did they say, ships, right? Because you didn't need ships to get to Egypt. First off, they wouldn't even mention, the elder went into this. They wouldn't need to mention the ships, if it wasn't so serious, right? That's like saying I had to take the bus to, up the street, right? But the main point was that I went up the street. I didn't really need to mention that I took the bus, right? The same goes for these ships. Why? Because the amounts of torture, that was put on us, right? Being thrown off the ships, sharks chasing the ships because they smell the blood, them exploding the ships for fun, right? And then, Egypt is what? Bondage. We was put into bondage. It says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you, right? The elder went into this again, buy, redeem. No one's going to redeem you, right? You're not going to be saved out of it. Until this day, we are still not redeemed until Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua comes back, and destroy this place. Because till this day, our people are still oppressed with the doctrine that has been forced upon us. They still don't read or do anything according to the Bible. It's a slave book, right? What they're using is a slave book, right? Spiritually. They do actually have the full Bible, in the churches, but, spiritually, they're using the slave book. When they took out the Old Testaments and left the New, and left a few scriptures in there, and left a small book because they took out almost all the pages, that's the slave book that they're using. They're not using the Bible anymore, right? Because they're using it against us. So, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and Shalom.